Live from Los Angeles, California, this is The Lisa Murray Show. And with your host, Lisa Murray.
The day I felt like I really started living.
I don't have enough money to start this business.
I'm so tired. I hate it. I'm working all the time.
I'm not inspired when I'm worried about money.
Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all.
I'm so sick of all these positive people talking about dreams. What about money? Like, how am I supposed to get the money?
What it's really about, it's about you pursuing what makes you come alive. It's about continually connecting with that energy and just keep doing that. Keep going towards that. That's what it's about. I need to give up. There's too many obstacles. I can't take this shit anymore. Ships are safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are built for.
It feels really good to be my own boss.
I have dreams, damn it!
If you're a creative entrepreneur and you have an online business, or if you have a brick and mortar business, but due to COVID, you're switching a lot of stuff online, your sales or your marketing or both, and you're feeling very overwhelmed, or you get caught on some tech things and you buy a course here and you buy a course there and it's all starting to kind of add up and you're feeling kind of confused and discombobulated, I have a solution for you. It's called The Sky Cafe, and it is a new membership site that I have just launched. It is right now for founding members only $14 a month. $14 a month for you to have peace of mind with your tech and marketing questions and just to start teaching yourself what this world is, the online business world. Tech and online business is inescapable. You can't escape it anymore. For you to have your business, you've got to know at least some part of it, even brick and mortar businesses. We all have to know this stuff. So it's a moving target. It's always changing. The hardware is changing. The software is changing. Everything's changing. And so we are going to have a forum where we're together in this cafe. Right now, there's two parts to it. There's the library, which will be filled with mini masterminds and tutorial videos and different things. As we go along, those will go into the library, and you as a member will have access to that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch the videos as many times as you need to master it. And then the other part is a private Facebook group. And in that private Facebook group, we can ask each other questions, we can bounce ideas off of each other, and I will be going live to answer any of your questions, and also for like little masterminds. So like maybe 1 week we'll focus on setting up a new YouTube channel, and the mastermind will show you how to do that. It'll be a recorded video, so if you can't make the mastermind that week, that's okay. And then that recorded video will go into the library. So you can have all of this, the 24-hour Facebook group that you can ask other people. There's people from all over the world already in there. So different people at different time zones are always going to be happening. Then we have the Sky Cafe library, which will be filled with different tutorials and mini masterminds. And you have access to me to ask me tech questions. And it's only $14 a month. You can cancel anytime. That price is going to go up as the library fills up. But founding members, I invite you to become a founding member right now. You can head over to theskycafe.com. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in there. Hi guys, how you doing? It's Lisa, and yeah, hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to talk to you about the fork in the road. The fork in the road that will happen when you pursue something important to you. And it's kind of like in The Alchemist, your personal legend or your destiny or whatever you want to call it. I know some people don't believe in that, and whatever. Put whatever fits for you into that slot, okay? But I truly believe, and I've witnessed this with many people, and I've seen it in myself, and this is definitely something you can see on the hero's journey, the different plot points if you look at the hero's journey, which is, if you want to look at a chart and go along with this, I kind of have it in the show art with a bulletin board with all the little stickies all the way around. But then you can also see the one kind of from Joseph Campbell, which is on the ihavedreamsdammit.com website. One of the top menu items is the hero's journey. And I'm going to try to fill that page up. But right now there is just a diagram there. But anyways, you're going to come up against a point where there's going to be a fork in the road. There might be many moments like this. And I think what happens to a lot of people who pursue something is that they refuse to take the road less traveled. They refuse to go into the unknown. The cave you fear to enter has your treasure. Of course, I don't have the quote right in front of me, but if you refuse to do something out of your comfort zone or out of your knowledge base or whatever, if you refuse that, you won't really manifest your dream, in my opinion, and maybe throughout all time's opinions. And I think we can refuse it, as many times as we need to in a lifetime. The opportunity may always still be there. Some opportunities might not still be there after a while. I've just seen a lot of people only go as far as what they know. It's almost like a dog on a leash tied to a tree. It looks like it's free. It seems like it's free. But as soon as it really tries to chase something that it wants, it gets jerked back, its neck, once it reaches the end of that leash. And the leash represents what is known, like your family, your parents, your culture, the time that you live in, all the things that are known. And I think the adventure and the journey doesn't begin from the time you get up and start walking. It begins from the time you feel that leash grab you and chuck you backwards. That's when I really feel like the dream journey begins. And if you can't recognize that for what it is and say, holy shit, I'm totally scared right now. I feel triggered. No one in my life understands what's happening. I barely understand it. But if I'm going to get there, I've got to get past this. I've got to go on the other side of the fear. Then I think you're going to miss out on the real point of the dream. And I think that it's so vital that we recognize that fear moment as the doorway. And I think a lot of times we will say stuff to people in our lives and say, yeah, I'm scared, or this is happening, or that's happening, if we're talking about our dream to them. And, because they want to be your friend, they might say, oh, well, you tried, it's good to just, go back to what you know. People give us bad advice a lot of times during that. And I don't think they're trying to be mean. Maybe some people do want you to kind of go back into the fold, because you moving out of your position in the family or in your culture or in your situation, whatever it is, makes other people have to make adjustments. So sometimes people want you to go back to the original spot. So maybe some people don't have the best intentions, but it's all out of fear, But if you don't recognize that, you are going to miss out on the main part of this journey that's for you. A different spot. If I were in the same situation as you, and we were both, dogs tied to a tree, and we both started chasing something, I bet you my leash would be at a completely different distance and everything else than yours. Because we're different people and we have different fears that we get from our families and our cultures that are passed down. Things that are like, oh, you can't do that. Well, no one ever does that. Well, why would you even do that? Those kinds of things. It's like you have to be willing to go beyond that. And it's almost unnatural from a human survival point of view to go beyond what your elders teach you. It's like you think you're so great, you're so cocky, you think you have all the answers. It's like it's very difficult to go against someone that you love and that you look up to, one of your heroes, your parents. Like if you have a great relationship with your family and now you're like, so anyways, I'm going to extend this even further and make everybody even more uncomfortable. But sometimes that's what has to happen. And you have to be willing to go beyond what you know to really get it. And sometimes I think, God, why did dreams have to be so hard? That's so unfair. Is it though? I mean, should every single person just be given their dream because they want it? Because they're just kind of sitting there at a cafe or laying on the couch like, it'd be cool if I could start this whole la 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 la. And then boom, there it is. I just don't think that's the point of the physical dimension. I think maybe in the dimension that we come from, it's like that. You can think about something and it's there. But in the physical world, we have to actually work at it. We have to sacrifice We have to work even when we don't see any results. We have to believe. We have to act on faith. Those kinds of things, that's what separates, people who really want something and people who just whimsically want it. And so if we really want whatever our dream is, we will be willing to go on the other side of all that discomfort. Matter of fact, we'll go right smack in the middle of it. You have to leave your comfort zone. And that's the fork in the road. And that is in the hero's journey. That's the call to adventure. And I think I had this wrong too, but I think a lot of people get it wrong, and they think once they start the journey, like if they want to start a restaurant, once they get the restaurant certificate or they get the building and they start building on it, that is maybe one of the circles of the hero's journey in its own world, right? In its own way. But the real circle of your hero's journey begins the day you step outside of your comfort zone and you really go into complete blackness and you don't even know what you're doing and you have like no roadmap for it. And that to me is when the dream journey really starts. And if you're not willing to go there, you're just going to keep circling these lighter kind of things. And you're going to have obstacles and problems. And, there's going to be a lot of justification like, well, yeah, of course, we couldn't open the restaurant. It was during COVID. Well, you know what? Some restaurants are opening during COVID and they're going to be very successful because they could pivot and make it takeout. And they figured out how to, advertise on Instagram in a way that got people's attention who are at home scrolling Instagram all day. So if you don't really want something, or if you're not really in it, in the journey of getting it, anything that tries to stop you is going to be like, going to be able to do it. It's successful. Because you're going to see everything as like, oh yeah, see, that thing happened. And so, yeah, I guess I can't have the restaurant. Oh well, I tried. It's like, did you though? And you know what? If you really want to give up, then to me now I see it as you didn't really want it. And I think part of why I wanted to start this podcast is because I wanted to help people so that they wouldn't give up. But at the end of the day, I can't convince you to stay on your dream path. You have to. All I can do is tell you things that I've learned. And hopefully you get up every day and keep trying. Hopefully every day some part of you just goes to the bookstore and picks out a book about the topic that you're trying to, achieve a dream in. And learn a little bit more, or buy that class online, invest in yourself, or listen to that podcast that, tells you things about how to start a restaurant. Like, you have to do that. And if you don't have it in you, I can't put it in you. Nobody can. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad because honestly, like nobody put my stuff in me, even after I was completely demolished and I didn't care about dreams for years, not just a weekend or a bad month. I mean, imagine like going a couple years. Some of you may be able to imagine that listening to this because you might be experiencing it. But for years, I didn't want anything. I thought, I don't care about this life. I don't want it. And so for me to come back from that and still want stuff and still want things, I know that that's my destiny. I know that that's something I'm meant to do because it gives me energy when I think about it. And I feel strong and I feel like I have to do this. I have to do this. I can't escape it. It's something that's in me. And so I'm so grateful that I had it ripped away from me. And then I found it again. It just started from within me, not outside of me. I found it from within me. And I really know with all my heart now that nobody else can put that in you. All they can do is be supportive around you, I guess. I had some support, I had some key support, but there was a lot of people that probably thought, oh, well, she's not really anything. Who cares? It's not like everybody was circled around me like, we love you and we think you're great and you're going to do awesome. Like I said, I had a couple key people, thank God, that were like that. But in the end of the day, it's just really about you reconnecting with that thing. So just to get back to the beginning, the fork in the road is you going into that unknown, you taking that path that scares the living shit out of you. because I believe that you're here to go on that path. And I believe that you are meant to learn the things that you need to learn on that path that you don't know yet. That's the whole point. It's the unknown. It's not your comfort zone because you haven't experienced it yet. And you will be able to grow and learn things, and then that'll be your new comfort zone. And then you'll go further and you'll have a new uncomfortable zone. And you'll just keep expanding and growing. And so just think about it. If you've already been through the fork in the road, just take a moment right now and think about, when was that for you? Do you remember when you sort of broke away from your tradition or from what you knew? Your intuition told you something completely different. It didn't make any sense. You're like, but wait, shouldn't I do this first and then do that and then do the other? But something in your soul and your spirit just was like, this is the direction we need to go. We need to go right now. That's you breaking out on that fork. And that's a wonderful thing. That's the journey. That's that first footstep that says, I believe. I am ready for the adventure. And, if you're still circling around the people that you know and trying to convince them about why you need to move, I almost said move to Wyoming. I've been using that as an example for the past few podcasts. I'm wondering, do I need to go to Wyoming? Because I don't even think I've even been to Wyoming. Do I have any Wyoming listeners? Why am I picking up on the word Wyoming? I don't know. But whatever that thing is that is telling you need to go in that direction, you have to listen to it. That's your intuition. That's your journey. That's your adventure. And you can't keep being around people who aren't inside of that. It's not for anybody else to understand. And that's the real journey. And that's the real, I have dreams, damn it. That's what it all is, man. So, take that step. And if you have already taken that step, congratulations. If you're in the thick of the darkness and you know nothing about where you are, congratulations. That means you're part of the adventure of life. You're alive and you're living it. And welcome to the darkness. A good kind of darkness, not the other kind of darkness, okay? But anyways, all right, well, that's the message for right now. And I hope you're having a great week. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Would you like to meet other dreamers like you, other creative career people? Well, you can join the I Have Dreams, Dammit podcast group on Facebook. And the link to that group is on the podcast website. So head over to ihavedreamsdammit.com and you can find the Facebook group link. And we'd love to have you. We'd love to meet each other. And it's not a cult, I promise you. It's just a bunch of people, man, just talking about dreams and other things. I'll see you over there. Be sure to follow the podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is I Have Dreams Dammit. Facebook is I Have Dreams Dammit. And on Twitter, it's not I Have Dreams Dammit. It's Dream Dammit, because I Have Dreams Dammit was too long. All of those links can be found on the podcast website, which is ihavedreamsdammit.com.